First and foremost, all praises are due to Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us his truth. Salutations to the brothers out there around the four corners of the earth who are teaching this word in truth and sincerity. And shalom to the hopeful elect of Israel who listen and believe in this word. This is Brother Karat Zabad coming at you with another lesson. This one is entitled, Blessed are they that hear the word of Yahawah and keep it. We're going to start off with John chapter 1 and verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yahawah, and the Word was Yahawah. Now this is talking about Yahawah Shai. Yahawah Shai was the Word in the physical form, and the Word was with Yahawah, and the Word was Yahawah. So Yahawah Shai was with Yahawah before the beginning of the creation of the universe, the heavens and the earth. Let's look at the definition of the word to get more clarity. It's going to clear it up for us pretty good. So we have here the Greek translation of the word word.
Strong's G 3056. Logos. Logos.
Now let's go down further. They have many definitions of the word, but let's go to a particular one that kind of goes with that scripture, John 1 and 1. In John, it denotes the essential word of Yahawah. Yahawah Shai, the personal wisdom and power in union with Yahawah, his minister in creation and government of the universe, the cause of all the world's life, both physical and ethical, which for the procurement of man's salvation put on human nature in the person of Yahawah Shai HaMashiach. When it says procurement, it means to bring about man's salvation. Let's continue. The second person in the Godhead and shown forth conspicuously from his words and deeds. So you see here it says that, like I said before, just a minute ago, that Yahawah Shai was with Yahawah before the creation of the universe and the earth. Okay, he's the personal messenger of Yahawah. And through his words and deeds, we get the words. We get the word of Yahawah through Yahawah Shai. That's why he came in physical form. So let's go back here. We're going to read that again. Let's read this again. John 1 and verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, which was Yahawah Shai. And the Word, Yahawah Shai, was with Yahawah. And the Word was Yahawah. You see? So Yahawah Shai was a representative of Yahawah in the Word in the flesh. John 1, verse 2. The same was in the beginning with Yahawah. See, he was there before the creations of the universe, the heavens, and the earth. He was with Yahawah. Yahawah Shai was. John 1, he was the first spirit, the firstborn spirit. John 1 in verse 3. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything that was made. John 1 and verse 4. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. You see? In Yahawah Shai, he brings life, particularly to us, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Yahawah Shai came from the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He was the light to bring us back into reconciliation with the Father Yahawah. Verse 5, and the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. So we know Yahawah Shai was the light shining in darkness. We had went off in the Old Testament. We weren't able to follow the law, statutes, and the commandments correctly. So Yahawah sent Yahawah Shai down in the physical form to bring us back into reconciliation, to be that light in the darkness, and to be the sacrifice. He sacrificed himself for the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes, the Hebrew Israelites, the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, here in Babylon, America, and scattered throughout the whole world. Let's continue on. John 1 and verse 14. And it reads, also I want to give let's read this, John 1 and verse 14. And the word was made flesh. So Yahawah, as we know, Yahawah was the word, and through Yahawashi, the word was made flesh through Yahawashi, and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. You see? So the word Yahawashi was made flesh, and he dwelt among us. And that's talking about, as we know, Yahawashi was the firstborn spirit, but you also have to have the 144,000 who are also the firstborn spirits of their family line. You see? And when Yahawashi, when he came down on the planet Earth, he was reincarnated because in his previous life, he was Solomon. Okay? So some of us who are coming back to this truth, okay, as some of the firstborn spirits, we are reincarnated again. And so we're getting this word that's coming out of the prophets and the apostles and the teachers and the ministers. We get it. Okay? We understand it. Okay? So let's continue on. Let's also in Hebrews, the 10th chapter, verse 7, it states, he cometh in the volume of the book. And, it is written of me. So this book is all about Yahawashi, the word. The whole book is about him. He's the Alpha and the Omega. He's in the beginning of the book, and he'll be in the end of the book, meaning he's going to come in those chariots with the myriad of angels to establish his kingdom as King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and to destroy Babylon, America. And he's going to extract the elect, okay? The elect that's seen the light in the darkness, that came back to this truth. He's going to extract the elect into the chariots, a.k.a. the UFOs, as Esau, the white man, the devil calls them. And he's going to destroy Babylon, America. So 2/3 of the Hebrew Israelites who don't get this and come back to this truth, they're going to be destroyed with the Edomites, Esau here in Babylon, America, as well as the other nations that are here in Babylon, America. The Moabites, who are the Chinese, the Ammonites, who are the Japanese, the Hamites, who are the Africans, the Ishmaelites, who are the Arabs, who are here in America, Babylon, living, they're going to be destroyed as well. So, the word was made flesh. So get on board while you can. Now, the 2/3 that don't make it into the kingdom, and, those of us among the elect, we say hope for elect, because we hope that we're part of the elect. But through faith, we believe that we're part of the elect. But the 2/3 of the Hebrew Israelites who don't make it into those chariots, they're going to be born in the kingdom during that 1,000-year reign of the elect with Yahawashi. They're going to be born in the kingdom as babies. So Yahawashi did redeem all of Israel, just to make it clear. So let's continue on. Let's get some other precepts. Let's go to Luke chapter 11. We got Luke chapter 11 and verse 27. And it reads as thus. And it came to pass, and this is Yahawashi, as he spake these things, a certain woman of the company lifted up her voice and said unto him, Blessed is the womb that bare thee, and the paps which thou hast sucked. So this woman was saying, as Yahawashi was speaking to a group of people, she said, hey, blessed is the womb, the mother that bore thee, okay? And the paps which thou hast sucked, which is, of course, the bosom of a woman. So she's saying, blessed is the, his mother Mary that bare him, and the paps which he sucked, which represents the bosom, okay? Okay, or TITS as they say. Luke 11 and verse 28, this is Yahawashi, but he said, yea, rather blessed are they that hear the word of Yahawah and keep it. And he is the word in the flesh. So everything he said, he's the light in the darkness. So he's the word made manifest in the flesh. And like I said, he cometh in the volume of the book. It is written of him. So Luke 11, and let's go to another precept, Matthew chapter 7. We got Matthew chapter 7, and we got verse verse 21. Matthew 7 and verse 21. And it reads, not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, this is Yahawah speaking, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven. So doing the will of, Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawah Shai, means doing your best to walk in the Spirit, doing the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability, rehearsing the righteous acts, believing on, Yahawah Shai, that he was here, he died, that he resurrected, and that he's coming back to begin his rulership, reading scripture, having faith. This is doing the will of Yahawah, the Father. Matthew 7 and verse 22. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils? And in thy name done many wonderful works? So many people are going to, claim, hey, we know your name. We prophesied in your name. We cast out devils. We did wonderful works. Matthew 7 and verse 23, this is Yahawah Shai responding, of course. And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. So you can't just be a hearer of the word. You got to be a doer of the word. Because Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawah Shai, particularly Yahawah, sees everything. He has angels and messengers that report back to him to see if you're supposed to be doing what you're supposed to be doing, if you're keeping your faith up, if you're not piling iniquity upon iniquity and sinning. Now, we all fall off from time to time, but as the scripture says, a righteous man gets up, after falling. He gets right back up on the horse. He doesn't continue to pile iniquity upon iniquity. So let's move on. Let's go to James 1. Let's go to James 1. And let's see here. We have James 1 and verse 22. And it reads as thus. James 1 and verse 22. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. So you can hear this word, but you got to be a doer of the word. Okay, the prophets and the apostles, the ministers, the teachers are telling you to rehearse the righteous acts, particularly the first 10 commandments. And one of the 10 commandments is love your neighbor as thyself. So if you love your neighbor as thyself, you're not going to sleep with another man's wife. You're not going to steal from your neighbor. You're not going to covet your neighbor's belongings. So that covers a multitude of the commandments. And that covers a multitude of sins as well. So don't just be a hearer of the word, be a doer of the word. Okay? So like the lesson says, blessed are they that hear the word of Yahawah and keep it. Let's continue on. Let's go to Matthew chapter 7. Did I already read that one already? Maybe I did. Let me go see here. I don't know. I might have did this one already. Maybe I did. If I did, we'll go to the next one. Okay, we did that one already. Let's go to 1 Peter, the 4th chapter. Salakia for that. We already went over that. Matthew 7. This is Peter, 1 Peter, the 4th chapter, in the first verse. Let me see, do I have the right one here? 4, and we have, I don't know if that's it. Okay, yeah, this is it. Okay, right, okay. 1 Peter 4 and 1. And it reads as thus. For as much then as Yahawah Shai, Hamashiach, hath suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin. You see? Let me go to the translation comparison on that real quick. This is 1 Peter 4 and 1. This is the NLT. So then, since Yahawah Shai Hamashiach suffered physical pain, you must arm yourselves with the same attitude he had and be ready to suffer too. For if you have suffered physically for Yahawah Shai Hamashiach, you have finished with sin. So some of us are going to suffer once we come into this truth. That's part of being in His truth. Some of us are, may get sick. Some of us may, lose a job, be homeless. There's various things, sacrifices that you have to make once you come into this truth. Of course, many of your family members and friends are not going to understand this journey that you're taking because you're putting everything into this word, to this truth, to the point to where you're kind of alienating yourself from everybody else that's not doing the will of Yahawah. And you're linked in with the brotherhood, of course, and a few sisters out there through the spirit, the Rakak Wadash. But in general, 2 out of 3 out of all the Hebrew Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, are not going to get this truth. So you're going to be suffering, not like Yahawah Shai suffered, but there's going to be a level of suffering. So let's continue on, particularly for the times that are going to be coming. Jacob's trouble, which is going to be, going to coincide with the implementation of the MOTB, okay, the CHIP. So that's going to cause a lot of problems and anxiety, and but you have to endure through that, because if you take that MOTB to CHIP, you're gonna be destroyed anyway. But you have to have the faith that Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawah Shai is going to get you through those rough times. As you know, if you don't take the CHIP, you're not going to be able to buy and sell and operate in the New World Order system. But that's where your faith comes in. This is all about doing the will of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawah Shai. So let's go back. Let's read that again. 1 Peter 4 and verse 1. For as much then as Yahawah Shai HaMashiach hath suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin. 1 Peter 4 and verse 2. That he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of Yahawah. Okay? So doing the will of Yahawah means doing your best to, like I said, rehearse the righteous acts, do the commandments, particularly the first 10 commandments, praying, reading scriptures, calling on Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawah Shai, building your faith, okay, asking Yahawah to provide you with more wisdom, those type of things. 1 Peter 4 and verse 3. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, which is lust, okay, unbridled lust, excess, lust, okay, excess of wine, getting drunk, revelings, which is excess partying, banquetings, partying, and abominable idolatries, which is, worship of money, material things, and things of that nature. So, when you come into this truth, you put off the old man and you put on the new man. So, you don't smoke weed any longer. You don't do holidays. You don't eat pork. You don't eat crustaceans. Okay? You don't steal. You don't lie. You don't commit adultery. So, to the best of your ability, like I said, some of us, you're going to fall off the track, but you get back on the horse again. You don't keep piling iniquity upon iniquity because you're being watched. Nothing is in the dark that doesn't come to the light to Yahawah. He knows everything, sees everything. Okay? 1 Peter 4 and verse 4. Wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you. You see? So, when you change your life, you get into this truth, you put off the old man, your friends that you used to run with and party with and, smoke weed with, etc. They're going to speak evil of you. They're going to think it strange that you change your ways. You don't celebrate birthdays and Christmas and Easter, even your family. So they're going to speak evil of you, many of your family and friends. But that's all right, because you're going to do the will of Yahawah. Like I said, blessed are they that hear the word of Yahawah and keep it. This is all about doing the will of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawah Shai and pleasing him first and foremost. You see? So I think that's about it. So I hope this lesson was edifying to you. And I want to give all praises to Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawah Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Shalom.